जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवन कोरे जान चरण वंदन। नीलाचल शंख चक्र गदा पद्मधर नदिया नगरे दंड कमंडलुकार केह बोले पूरबे रावण वदिला गोलोकेर वैभव लीला प्रकाश कोरिला श्री राधार भावे बे गोरावतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गौरा कोरिला प्रचार वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जोड़ हाथ जय गौरा से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ जय गौरा से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवन कोरे जा चरण वंदन। जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवन कोरे जार चरण वंदन। जय जगन्नाथ चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। So today there is Jagannath Misra festival. So we will discuss something about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sagana Raghunatam Nitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुते नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So I welcome everyone for the today's morning discussion. So today is the Jagannath Misra festival. So I thought to discuss something about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also how they celebrated the festival and how we can relate it to the Krishna's Nandotsav, which Nanda Maharaj celebrated. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also in his discipleship, Prabhupada gave us many festivals. Practically, every time we have preparation for the next festival. Nityananda Rishi, or then we have preparation for Gaur Purnima, like that. Then Gaur Purnima, or then next festival. So life filled with festivals. Otherwise, life as such in the material world is so boring. People wanted to take out some reason by which I will celebrate something. And there is celebration is also some little bit here and there trying to impress somebody. So here we have wonderful opportunity to celebrate so many festivals, keeping Krishna in the center for the pleasure of Krishna. So much Prabhupada celebrated festival to the extent that when he was in Jaldut and going for the US, that time the day was Janmashtami, and he was so eager, though there were not much, but he made simple khichdi distributed among the people on the ship, and like that he celebrated the festivals. Even even if there is no festival, Prabhupada started Sunday festival in US in the beginning days. Of course, later then they celebrated wonderful Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. Previously, we used to have many Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. Now somehow we can have only 4 days in a year. So many festival Prabhupada gave us. So this is today's festival is about Jagannath Misra festival. Many years I used to sing this song Jai Jai Jagannath, but I was thinking that it is about Jagannath. But later, after some days reading the meaning, came to know that this is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, son of Jagannath Misra and Sachimata. So next day of Janmashtami we have Nandotsav. Similarly, next day of Gaur Purnima we have Jagannath Misra festival, and he celebrated in the huge manner. There is some description in 13th chapter of Chaitanya Chaitamrut Adilila, that also slokas we will read, and in 10th canto, and this is there is very nice verse at the end of that chapter, that how it benefits by reading Chaitanya Lord, glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it comes in the last sloka in 13th chapter. You can recite. पाया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार व्यर्थ हैल पाया अमृत धुनी पिये विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल पाइया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार व्यर्थ हैल पाइया अमृत धुनी पिए विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल पाइया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार व्यर्थ हैल पाइया अमृत धुनी पिए विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाही मैल Some one to duties can please. पाइया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तारा व्यर्थ हैल पाइया अमृत धुनि पिए विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल पाइया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार वर्त होइल पाया अमृत धुनि विजय विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल पाइया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार व्यर्थ हैल पाइया अमृत धुनि पिए विष गर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल Mataji? पाया मनुष्य जन्म ये न सुने गौर गुण हे न जन्म तार व्यर्थ हैल पायामृत दुनि पिए विषगर्त पानी जन्मिया से केने नाई मैल. So very simple meaning that after getting a human form of life, if we don't glorify glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then this life is waste. Generally, we used to say now Krishna Katha karni chahiye. But even more than that, glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorified a lot. And though we are having this opportunity to hear from about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you just waste the time in sense gratification, P.A. Visha Garta Pani is saying that, then this what is the use of his staying? Better die, like that he is telling. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami so much emphasizing upon the hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories. So one Acharya made very nice comparison that why we should hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how he is very merciful. So he was saying that Narasimhadev is so merciful. Chaitanya, our Prahlad Maharaj, he was going through so many troubles, but he came at right opportune moment to save him. Though he was very fearful, but he was merciful. That's why he came. But if we compare with Lord Ram, Lord was even more merciful because he came not in fearful form. He also did lot of killing, like he killed 14,000 Rakshasas along with Karan Dushan. But his form was very beautiful. He has that wonderful Suprabhat is written on Lord Ramchandra's beauty. That how Kaushalya, Supradat, Ramchandra, like how while waking up the Lord, while sleeping, he was so beautiful. And then he said that, okay, Lord Ram was beautiful, but still Krishna was more beautiful. How? That he not only gave service to all monkeys, but he gave not only seva but meva also. Rather, he gave meva first to all the monkeys who were there in the Lord Ram's Lila. To them, in Krishna Lila, he gave first prasad. You come while after stealing the butter, of course. Though it was not his, but he gave them. So he gave meva first and then he gave later seva. So that way Krishna is more merciful than Lord Ram. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that see Lord Ram and also Vishnu, they stand very erect, with hand. Balaji may be saying Mahasucha, but his legs are not visible. So we can't see the different signs on the lotus feet of Lord Ram or Vishnu. But Krishna stands with crossed legs. So his all symbols on the lotus feet are visible. So that way he is more merciful. Krishna is more merciful. So Lord Ram was approached by Shurpanakha and Krishna has to reject. He said, oh, I am having one Patni Vrat, so I can't marry you. But same Shurpanakha came in Krishna Lila as Kubja. So, and he could accept. He could put chandan on her body, and then he not only accepted Kubja, he accepted 16,108 wives. But still Krishna keeps some condition. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also kept some conditions, but very simple condition. Chant Hare Krishna and don't offend. These are the basics, and then so that is why Prabhupada was so, like, even while going from just when the Atlantic Ocean was started, after leaving the Red Sea, Prabhupada was feeling separation about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was telling that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Chaitamrut actually. So I'm remembering Chaitanya Chaitamrut, and that is only solace for me. So by seeing that, we cannot take it very cheaply that okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't have much condition. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though he came and distributed uh, holy name so profusely, some places Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not reaching, and Prabhupada said that as a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I am taking this holy name. One place Prabhupada was telling that I want to go some places, but I can't go. So one devotee was telling that, asking Prabhupada, where you want to go? Prabhupada was saying that, yes, I can't go, but you can go. Then he was thinking, oh, Prabhupada traveled 7 continents, everywhere Prabhupada, 6 continents. But Prabhupada traveled everywhere and he can go everywhere. So, how is there is a place where Prabhupada can't go? Then Prabhupada is saying that if you want to please me, you go there and preach. Then Prabhupada, this devotee was telling that, what kind of place Prabhupada want to tell? Then Prabhupada told that I can't go in future. So you just carry this message when I will not be there, and carry this message to those places or that moments when I can't be there. When Madhudish Maharaj wrote a letter to Prabhupada that he was telling about Australia, how the preaching is happening in Australia. We are recently reading from Kurma Prabhu's book, how preaching in Australia expanded. So there was one letter, and Prabhupada replied to it that Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called as Pita Bharan, is one of the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was telling that some days before, some years before, there was a problem that not all kind of people used to visit Australia. There are some different color skin people were not visible, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's color is like golden, so it is called as Pita Bharan. But now, because you are going, you are presenting this movement on my behalf. That's why we are able to take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. So, though many years before this yellow color, the golden color personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not reach Australia, now you are making the way for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Pita Bharan Lord, to go in Australia. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's extra kindness, extra mercy, we also received by the grace of Chaitanya Prabhupada, and we are able to do some service to him. And he distributed this Prema Bhakti very widely. So today's day we celebrate as Jagannath Misra festival. But festival in its uniqueness, Prabhupada gave us in such a wonderful way that where we can keep Krishna in center. So Nanda Maharaj also, when he celebrated a festival of Nandotsav, it comes in, we can have the 10. There is one very nice shloka in 10th canto, 5th chapter, 15th shloka, how he celebrated the Nandotsav. Nando Mahamanastebhyo Vaso Lankar Godhanam सूतमागध वंदिभ्यो येने विद्योपजीविन तैस्ते कामैरति ज्ञात्मा यथोचितम पूज्यत विष्णुर आराधनार्थाय स्वपुत्रसोदयाश्चय दयायच. So he had two motives in his mind for celebrating the Nandotsav. First was, it should be pleasing to Lord. The festival, various activity we do various activities like doing decoration or dressing the Lord and prasadam is main important thing, and for that we do wonderful arrangement. So one arrangement was in terms of facilities or doing things, and another arrangement in terms of consciousness, that how I do for the pleasure of the Lord. So one thing he did that, one motive he had in mind was to please the Lord, and second was to invoke blessing for the child Krishna, because he was not knowing Krishna is Vishnu out of Yogamaya. So he had two things in mind. So we should also have two things in mind, that invoke blessings on devotees. So we please devotees, so devotees should bless us. And one thing is about pleasing the Lord. So every activity, even the Varnashram system Krishna constructed in terms of, so that ultimate goal is to please the Lord. Vishnur Aradhanar Pumsa. In definition of Varnashram it comes. So Nanda Maharaj celebrated, and Jagannath Misra also celebrated this festival. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in uh, Navdeep, that time just to see Lord, many even demigods came. They wanted to take darshan of the Lord. So nice shloka comes in Chaitanya Chaitamrut, this same chapter, 13th chapter. नदिया उदयगिरी पूर्णचंद्र गौरहरी कृपा करी हैला उदय पापतम हैला नाश त्रिजगते उल्लास जगबरी हरि ध्वनि हय. All three planets, they were celebrating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Why? Because three Jagatera Ullas is because they were getting opportunity to take darshan of Lord Chaitanya. Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as with Krishna also, they comes only once in a life of, once in a day of Brahma. And this time they are coming then 7th Manvantara in 28 Chaturvyuha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is glorified even in the all three planets. So he appeared in Nadia and he was called as Purna Chandra, and he was not having even spots also. He says that Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darshan Sakalanka Chandra are kon prayojan. So why this other Chandrama also, he was thinking that okay, I am having spot, why I should appear? Because this moon is having no spots. He is akalanka, is it without kalanka? But when that akalanka Lord is giving, Chandra is giving darshan, so what is the use of my coming? And that way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was making everybody to take holy name. His appearance was for holy name. So Jagata Bariya Loka Bale Hari Hari. Everybody was speaking, he was saying the name of Hari. Of course, they were taking for because of this Grahan, but it was another way, it was a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance time. That's why the situation was created. And Advaitacharya, Haridas Thakur, they were so very happy that so many people are taking names of Lord. So we will keep something. So you can take this Chaitanya Chaitamrut. Yeah. So there are some shlokas explaining about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, how they celebrated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So it comes in Chaitanya Chaitamrut. Adilila 13th chapter, from actually last around 20 verses glorified it, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance was celebrated. So they say that various personalities came. So I will read from 19 shloka. You can read from 119, 119 only. Yeah. ऐचे सची जगन्नाथ पुत्र हया लक्ष्मीनाथ पूर्ण हैला सकल वंचित धनधान्य भरे घर लोकमान्य कलेवर दिने दिने हय आनंदित. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the house of Chachimata and Jagannath Misra, they were not knowing he is Lakshminath. And that's why everybody was giving them grains, they were giving some gifts, other gifts. Dine dine haya anandita, and everybody was very happy. Then he says that Mishra Vaishnava Shanta Alampata Shuddha Danta Dhana Bhoge Nahi Abhiman. He was not feeling pride, okay, I got so much wealth. And he was a Brahman. He said that Putrete Prabhave Yata Dhana Asi Mile Tata Vishnu Prite Dvije Dena Dan. So whatever dan he got, that was the nature of the Brahmana previously. He used to get the donation and that he used to distribute again. Then he says, Lagna Gani Harshamati Nilambara Chakravati Gupte Kichu Kahila Mishrere Mahaprabhure Chinna, Mahapurusher Chinna Lagne Ange Bhinna Bhinna Dekhi Yei Taribe Samsare. So Nilambar Chakravarti, he was a great astrologer. He was seeing the horoscope of Lord, and then he was telling that, oh, this is a very Chinna avatar. It's a very nice custom they used to have, and many people, many even devotees, they were aware that how to see the horoscope. Previous days, sadhus, they used to have three kinds of knowledge about Ayurveda, about this astrology, and one more thing I forgot. Vastu. Yeah, Vastu. And people used to approach at least for this reason. And then they, when they used to come, they used to give, also tell about devotional service, kind of bridge preaching. So horoscope seeing nowadays sometimes it will become, people may not want to see also, because it will not be a horoscope, it will become horoscope. Because seeing what will happen with this child, because most of the children nowadays, how they are appearing, what is there, no sanskaras, so what will happen to them after getting birth, people are also very horrified. And they are fearful, okay, what different tantra mantra mudra we have to do, they don't know. They, even if brahmana tells, they want to shortcut something and do something. Recently, one devotee's grandmother left away. So they were having 10th day, Dahwa ceremony. That was not on 10th day. Though the Dahwa is, or the 10th day ceremony should happen on 10th day, it was not on 10th day. So I was asking him why it is not on 10th day. He said nowadays people don't have time. So to wait from the day of funeral fire to the 10th day. So Shastra tells that, no, that how soul leaves the body. So hard struggle the jiva along with the subtle body has to do. They want to run from that very burning platform, and while going also Yamdutas are chasing him. In third canto, 30th chapter, it is mentioned that so much trouble a living entity has to go through, and in order to not have that trouble, various arrangements are done. They are coming in the form of like various rituals and all. But people are very time conscious now. They are time conscious, but time is given by Krishna. They are not Krishna conscious like that. So I wanted to tell about different slokas explaining about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though his teaching is very simple, and it starts with simple actually. Like Prabhupada also, no? Prabhupada used to say, simply, okay, take prasad, sing holy name, like that Prabhupada used to say. And slowly he explained about Radha Tattva and all different things. Similarly with Rupa Goswami, he starts with, okay, Vacho Vegam, Jiva Vegam. Of course, it will become difficult on Gaur Purnima and other fasting days. But there are many people who follow this fasting and all. Sometimes we ask devotees, how you celebrate Ekadashi? So they say that previously we used to do Nirjal, whole day Nirjal. But now we see nice prasadam. So it become difficult. So Vacho Vegam, Rupa Goswami starts his teachings with Vacho Vegam, Manaso Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropaste Vegam. And slowly he builds up. In 11 slokas only, he tells about Radha Kunda, Sham Kunda. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started his teaching with very simple things. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. But it slowly then he tells about to the fact that he came to give this tattva about Mother Radharani. So very nice song composed about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glorious gift we have received, that how we understand yadi gaur na hote tabe ki hote kemo na dharitam de. In that he said that it is very difficult to understand tattva about Mother Radharani. I was one devotee, he is like attending some classes. So many times he sends some photos. But every time he sends photos about Krishna, because for them to understand Radharani with Krishna is very difficult. But we being in ISKCON, we always see Radha and Krishna together. Sometimes even we have Radharani's single photo, but it said that we should not keep Shakti and Shaktiman different. We should keep Radha Krishna together like that. So teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is it starts with simple, and slowly it gives very deep meaning, to the extent that people misunderstood it so badly that 1660 Apasampradayas developed. till the time Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur appear. He was ready to, it was very easy for him to quote 60 different Upasampradayas just before going for bathing. He was telling 60 Upasampradayas, how they develop their Sanskrit name and what practices they are doing. So even in Prabhupada giving various practices in our movement also, he gave simple things, but it was having very deep meaning. Simple thing of sweeping the floor. Sometimes we are not able to do that, then we keep some employee also in some temples. But same thing was done by King Prataprudra. He was giving other employment. So that King Indradumna, he was sweeping with so much consciousness, and same thing can be done by a simple employee also. So activity is simple, but its principle behind that activity, if we understand, then it is having deep meaning. It can help us for developing consciousness. Even Lakshmi ji, she is putting a broom in Vaikunta. So not only one, Lakshmi Sahasra, Shatasva Sambrama, it said that. So consciousness has to be evolved, and same thing with the festival also. We celebrate festival with so much arrangement, and same festival should help us to develop consciousness. So time is less. I want to take some shlokas mentioning about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So in Bhagavatam 11th canto 5th chapter, rather first 5 chapters are about question and answer between Nimi Navayogendra. So Nimi Maharaj, King Nimi, had asked some question. You can open that 19th chapter of 5th canto. Yes. So king asked various questions. He wanted to know about various personalities. As a Yuga Avatar they came, and their he tells in, you can go to translation, that he asked Navayogendra that which are the different personality who came as Yuga Avatar, their different names. Same Yuga Avatar will have different names. They have what color they appear in, and which are the people with different qualities they worshipped Lord in that particular Yuga. So he said that King Nimi inquired, in which color? He said different color, which ages, and different names, and what principle the worshipper was supposed to have, or in the particular Yuga they used to follow which principle. So he tells, then he starts with the in Satya Yuga, that how people were very religious, and they worship Lord who came in white, you can say as Shukla. Shukla form. So for all three yugas he tells about, that how first he tells about in Satya Yuga, people are having so many qualities. So different qualities they were worshiping the Lord in. Yes. Lord in the white complexion, or we can say Shukla in Satya Yuga. He was having 4 arms, he was having matted locks of hairs, he was having tree bark, he was wearing a black deer skin, and he was having a thread, sacred thread also, 3 threads. And with the prayer beads and a rod, water pot of brahmachari. So he mentioned about all 4 yugas. Then sequentially he explained about the different people, they were having which qualities. So you can see in these lokas, whatever qualities are mentioned in Satya Yuga, slowly they reduce. The people in Dwapar Yuga, they were having even less qualities. Then the Treta Yuga and then Dwapar Yuga. And Kali Yuga, they have not mentioned much qualities. Because we know, we need not to explain. Then he said that, so in Kali Yuga, who was worshipped? Upon asking this question, he tells about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many devotees, they were not knowing that, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's information there in Bhagavatam also. So this is the place that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned. Of course, in the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj also it is mentioned. And one more place it is mentioned about Chinna Avatar. I think uh, Brahmaji explains. So in the purport to one of the shloka, I think uh, in Adilila fifth chapter, Prabhupada mentioned that various places where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's in Avirbhav is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come with various quotation Prabhupada have in all quotation in one purport. So when he said that, oh, in Kali Yuga also people will worship, then he was telling in with a like explanatory marks. Kalo api, in Kali Yuga also they worshipped somebody. So who was that? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he mentioned about Krishna Varnam Tushakarnam Krishnam Sango Pangasta Parshadam. So he was having Sangha, he was having Parshadas, some associates, and those of course they came before, like Jagannath Misra Sachimata, they came before, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom he sent before. So he was having various Parshadas, he was having Shastra. What was the Shastra of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It was not the holy name. Previously I used to sing that holy name is Astra. It is mentioned that his beauty is weapon. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in wonderful, beautiful form. That is his beauty. That was his Asra. Sango Panga, Sanga Upanga, Asra Parshadam. And Upanga, in Upanga, in terms, he said that Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Even Bhaktarunda is also is a part of like Chaitanya Panchatattva. So Panchatattva is having even pure devotee as is one of the aspect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation. And in first chapter of Adilila, 64th shloka's translation, Prabhupada writes very wonderfully that this pure devotee are two types. One is perfected and another is sadhaka. So even sadhaka devotees, they are also as a part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy coming in this. Okay, so there are three very nice shlokas. This time is not there, so I will take that three shlokas which are glorifying how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so wonderful. So time is less. These are 33rd, 34th and 35th. So we will just recite these shlokas and have some explanation in short. So 33rd shloka, Deyam sada paribhavagnamadiஷ்ட doham tirtaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपाल भवाब्धिपोतं वंदे महापुरुषते चरणारविंदम. So he tells that Deyam sada, it is worth meditating. Paribhava gnamadishta bhishta doham. So what is the what this meditation on the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's meditation on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet does? That he does parabhava. He does parabhava of abhishta doham. So in material world we have so many desires or abhishtas, we can say. These abhishtas are getting parabhava, they are getting defeated. So many desires living in having this material world, they are all getting defeated. That defeat of different desires is getting defeated. It is says that paribhava gnama bhishta doham. This all desire abhishta, they are ghana, they are destroyed. Why? Because nature of material world is like this. Different desires we come up with and they are getting destroyed. So that destroyer of the desire is being destroyed. They are getting insulted. That insult of material existence is done by Chaitanya meditation on the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Then he says Tirthaspadam. It is abode of Tirthaspadam, out of all holy places. One place Prabhupada has written, Prabhupada is saying also that benefit of visiting all the places can happen just by chanting the holy name. That is at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tirthaspadam, and which are these tirthas? They are worshipped by Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Shiva and Virinchi means Brahma, both are also worshipping this lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and he is Nyutam Sharanyam. It is worthy to take shelter of. Bhrutyartiham, and various arti or distresses, bhrutya or the uh, spirit soul who is worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the spirit soul, they have bhrutya, they have so many arti, they are so much distress, that are being taken away. Bhrutyatiham pranatapala bhavabdi potam, and he gives a boat to cross over this bhava, the material ocean. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he offer obeisances. Then he says, in we just take these slokas. Then next sloka, Prabhu already covered. Tyakta sudustuja surepsita rajya lakshmim. Dharmishta arya vachasa yadagadarana maya mrugam daita epsita anvadhavat vande mahapurushate charnarvindam. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who left this, who left the Sura Ipsita, the even the demigod desiring the Rajya Lakshmi, that opulence Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left on the word of Dharmishta, Dharmishta Arya Vachasa, on the word of Arya, or here we can say the words of some Brahmana who spoke. And he went to Aranyam. Which Aranya? The Vrindavan forest. For what? Maya Mrugam Daita Epsita Anvadhavat. To chase the living entity who are chasing the Maya. Maya Mrugam Daita Epsita Anvadhavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam. And one more very nice shloka comes, third shloka. I think it is 33rd, 32nd. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangasta Parshadam. The 32nd you can see. Okay, that we already covered. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who gave the Sankirtan movement. So for that, his purpose was to give the Sankirtan movement. Of course, that is the one of the external reason that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give the Sankirtan movement. Another reason is being said that he gave to spread the holy name. And one other reason is that Advaita Acharya, who was Sadashiva, he actually called for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are three external reasons are given. And for that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So sorry for taking 5 minutes. Thank you for patiently hearing about this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Gungan, and which is very good to hear. Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki